I am still blown away that we have made it this deep in this run. We lost our first game when we had 2 wins. Most people give up and redraft at that point, but I had a feeling about this lineup. And even if we don't get 3 wins and we don't pull off Chris Sale at the 12-win reward, Chipper Jones in itself being worth well over 100,000 stubs was a huge chunk of change that we made off of this team. But if we can manage to win 3 more games on this run, we will get 97 Chris Sale. That's 2 players that sell for over 100,000 stubs. Chris Sale sells for over 150,000 stubs. For not going flawless, that is a huge chunk of stubs. If you have not seen the previous portions of these runs, the videos were pretty good. I'll drop the link for those in the top right corner. Go watch those first if you haven't seen them yet, and then come back and check this one out. Let's get into the highlights. Game 1, we're going up against the California Patriots, the Ling Ling Pot. I have no idea how to say that guy's name, but he's got 2 diamonds and 2 golds in his lineup, which means his bullpen's probably not very good. He has that new diamond JP Crawford on his team though. My boy JP, you know I like that card. But let's jump into it. First inning, 2-1 count to Kyle Seager, and he beats the shift barely. That's going to put a runner on first base for Mr. Suzuki Ishiro. I keep getting roasted on how I say his name, but whatever. It is what it is. He grounds out to second base, or fielder's choice actually. That's going to put 90 speed on first. Ishiro not going to come up. I had him moving. Little hit and run action. He steals second base, and we're going to send him the third on the base hit by Ernie Banks. That's going to give us runners on the corners with 1 out for Kendrys Morales. And same thing Ernie Banks did. He's just going to drop a base hit down in center field. The outfield here is huge. I want to say this is Griffin Park. I'm not 100% sure, but the outfield is huge. The center fielders were super deep. I tried to go home, get an extra run here, get them in some base running, but it ended up not working out for me. That was kind of a weak hit, but I will definitely take it. It gives us a 1-0 lead. 2 outs now for Eduardo Nunez, and he's going to ground out to end the inning. So we're going to take that 1-run lead. We're going to skip into the second now. My opponent didn't score in his bottom half, and George Springer's going to give us some insurance. We have been flipping bats on this Battle Royale run, and George Springer tallies another one. 2-0 lead now, bottom half for him. He's got that Ricky Weeks gold card up, and he's going to get a base hit back up the middle. That was a good pitch right on the corner, but he got the barrel to it. That's going to give him a runner on first base. Later in the inning, he's got 1 out now. Willie Myers slaps one down in left field, and George Springer cannot seem to make the play. George Springer, a good outfielder, but he can't make the play. That's going to give him second and third with 1 out, and then he hits a laser beam right at Kyle Seager on third base. If that ball would have gotten to the outfield, we would be tied, but it didn't. Runners stay on second and third. Next man up hits a fly ball out to center, and we escape trouble with our 2-0 lead. And now Ishiro once again trying to be a rally starter. That's going to rip the gap, and the center fielder misplayed it. So many weird animations in the outfield in this game. That's going to bring Ishiro all the way around, and he's going to score easily as he slides through. That gives us our 3rd run. Little bit of cushion here as we enter the final frame, where he starts it off with a solo tater. It's a good thing we got insurance, because he just scored his 1st run. Ishiro tries to scale the wall, but he's too short. We now have our 2-run lead, and Tony Gwynn's going to get a base hit. Now the tying run is going to be at the dish. We still don't have any outs. Kenny Lofton deep fly ball out to left field. If I was him, I honestly would have tagged up and gotten the second on that one, but next man up, JP Crawford. He's got that runner on first, and he's going to hit a dribbler back to the pitcher, who gets to force out at second base, tries to turn 2, but Crawford beats it out at first. Now Crawford's on first base, 2 outs. Ricky Weeks can tie this with 1 swing of the bat, but he swings through the slider on the inside half. That's going to give us our 10th win of this run. We are 2 wins away from Chris Sale, guys. I can feel it. I can smell it. But this guy's got Andre Dawson at the top of his lineup. We have to pitch to Dawson with Kyle Kendrick, and he has 90 overall. Justin Bohr batting behind him. He's got the 89 Bregman in his lineup, and that means that he used one of his gold rounds on a relief pitcher as well. So this is a solid team. And Andre Dawson the other way. Honestly, off the bat, I thought this was a bomb. Thankfully, it stays in the yard. We escaped the Andre Dawson danger, and now Justin Bohr is going to ground out to first base. Kendrys Morales takes care of that. Both Diamondbacks down. No base runners to show for it. We have 2 outs. and that's going to do it for the inning. Johnny Peralta flies out to left fielder George Springer, and that's going to do it for his half of the first inning. We escape danger. Now it's Ishiro's turn to get it started. Base hit the other way. That 94 overall Ichiro, his oppo swing is very, very cheese. I got that hit a lot. And another thing I did a lot in this run that seemed to work out for me, hit and run with Ernie Banks with Ichiro running. Ichiro running, Ernie Banks swinging the bat. It worked out for me so much. Ichiro goes first to third. Kendrys Morales comes up next. That's going to be a routine sacrifice fly out to right field. We score our first run. Next man up, Eduardo Nunez. He hits a ground ball to shortstop. That's going to end this inning. But we did the damage. We got our one run. We're going to skip into the third now. He needs 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead. And we're going to start things off with a ground ball. We brought in Brad Ziegler to start this inning off, and he does exactly what Brad Ziegler does. He gets the ground out to start things off. But then he had a patient at bat. He took pitches. Ian Desmond off his bench. That's going to be ball 4. So now he's got a runner on first, Eddie up there, and Eddie swings through a slider. But this is the dangerous at bat. Dawson's back up for the second time. He has a runner on first. If he gets on top of a ball here, it could end our run. We're going to stay away from him. Already in an 0-1 count. We throw the slider. Now it's 1-1. Now we're going to mix it up. We're going to come back inside, see if we can jam him, maybe break a bat. He fouls it off. So what do you do here? Do you go back to the fastball, or do you throw the slider again? We're thinking off speed down. Slider. We missed our spot. 2-2 count now. 2 outs. We're going to go back to the slider. I did not throw the same pitch twice very often in this game, and I think that's why he missed it. He rolled it over, hit it to the shortstop. That's going to give us our 11th win. 11 wins. We only have to win 1 more game, and we get 97 Chris Sale. Can we do it? That's the question. Let's jump into the final game. For Chris Sale, ladies and gentlemen, all the marbles are on the table. He has 94 Edmonds, 91 Rosario, 98 Wade Boggs, and JD Martinez has a boost up to 99. His 1 through 4 are diamonds. We have our work cut out for us, and Kyle Seager, first swing of the game. We just missed that pitch, deep fly ball out to center field. That's going to be 1 out. Ichiro up now. 1 out. Can he be the rally starter like he has so many times? Not today. Routine ground ball to second base. That's going to be out number 2, and that's going to bring up Ernie Banks. 2-1 count. Good count to hit in, and he threw the slider. That was actually a really good pitch right on the corner, but we got the PCI on it. That's going to be a base knock for Ernie Banks. Thought about going to second, but not worth it. We're going to give Kendrys Morales an opportunity here, and Kendrys Morales up there. 0-1 count. That's going to get away from the catcher. Ernie Banks moves up to second base. Now we have the game-winning run in scoring position. And Kendrys Morales hits it hard out to right field. We're going to try and score Ernie Banks. I don't know what that arm's looking like in right field. And he's got him by 1.5 steps. Oh, how disheartening is that? Oh, we came within 2 feet of taking the lead in the first inning, but he's out. And now in his portion of the first inning, he's already got 1 runner on first base. And he's got another base hit here with Ahmed Rosario. Now he's got 2 runners on, nobody out, with Wade Boggs and JD Martinez coming up, and Wade Boggs hits a ground ball back up the middle. I don't think that was hit hard enough. It wouldn't have gotten to the outfield. We turned 2 on it. Very, very clutch 1-6-3 double play from our pitcher. JD Martinez up next. We're going to put him on base. We'll pitch to Logan Morrison with the lefty, but he's going to bring in Paul Konerko. Now, when he brings in Paul Konerko, obviously I got to go to the bullpen. We're going to bring Craig Stammen in. Paul Konerko hits everyone well, though. He definitely hits lefties a little better than righties, but he can hit anyone. So we're going to stay away from him. We're going to start him off with that slider. We missed our spot. This is a huge at-bat. This is for the game, potentially. If we don't score in 3, this run could decide everything. Change up down. Now he's got us in a 2-0 count. We're going to go back to the slider here. Not going to give in and throw the fastball 2-0. Now he has us 3-0. A lot of people like to swing 3-0 though because it's almost a guaranteed fastball count, so we're going to throw the slider again. And we get it in there. 3-1 count now. Paul Konerko. Now I'm going to pitch backwards. I'm going to throw him the fastball 3-1, and we missed our spot. We walk him. The bases are loaded now. Evan Gaddis, the janitor, flies out to right field. You have no idea how nervous I was during that at-bat. The Paul Konerko at-bat, I couldn't locate a pitch to save my life. My hands were shaking, but we got out of it. And now Eduardo Nunez is going to drop a single into center field. That's going to put 92 speed on the bases. First pitch to Miguel Sano. We're taking off, and he's in there safely. Later in the at-bat now, Miguel Sano, 2-1 count, and that slider gets away from the catcher. Nunez has moved up to third base. with nobody out. So what do? I'm gonna bring the lefty in. Maybe a ground ball to the right side will score a run. So we're gonna bring Josh Reddick in, and that's gonna make him go to the bullpen. He's gonna pull Billy Wagner out. So once again, I'm gonna go back to my bench. I don't like making 2 substitutions on 1 at bat, but sometimes in dire situations like this, where 1 run could decide the game, we're gonna bring Adam Jones in for Reddick. We've hit the ball well with this Adam Jones card during this run off the bench, so we're gonna try and do it again. 3-1 count. He threw the slider. That's a great slider there, 3-1. Now let's see if he pitches backwards and tries to sneak a fastball by me. He did. I seen it coming, and that's a deep fly ball out the center. Nunez is going to score from third base easily on that fly ball. We take the lead. Now his portion of the second. He already has a runner on first, and there's 2 outs. Fly ball out to left, and George Springer can't come up with it. It just kept tailing further and further away from George Springer and Jim Edmonds with the lefty.
1 eternity later.
The game was tied up there on that Edmonds extra base hit. Now we're going to skip all the way into the 6th, where we start things off with a Kyle Seager walk. At this portion of the game, both of us were at the bottom of our bullpens. We are pitching with bums at this point. I don't know if we were just both nervous. I'm not sure where he was on his run, but I had some really bad at-bats in this game because my nerves were at an all-time high. But we got Kyle Seager on first, still nobody out, Ichiro up, and he's going to hit a ground ball towards second base, and the second baseman makes an error. I cannot recall ever getting a break like that in MLB all season long, and Ernie Banks comes up next. Super clutch base hit the other way. That's going to score a run. And now on a 1-0 count to Kendrys Morales. That ball is gone. You can put it on the board. Yes. Kendrys Morales hits a 3-run bomb. My opponent quit before the ball even got out of the building. 97, Chris Sale is mine. We got really lucky on that error to the second baseman, but I made sure we took advantage of it. I never get that break. Could not believe it happened. We won 12 games, boys. I can't believe it because I really was about to restart this run when we lost that first game, but I said, nah, I actually really like this lineup. Let's try it out. Let's just grind it. And this is what we got for it. 150K in Sale, 130K in Chipper Jones, 85 Stephen Drew's not a bad 6-game reward. This was so much fun playing with this team. I'll definitely be playing more Battle Royale. You guys seem to like the post-commentary type videos that I'm doing, so we're gonna keep at it. There's a couple sponsors who landed on the Draft My BR team on the Spin the Wheel during the live streams, so I'll be having more BR drafts out soon. The next one, I'm not sure if the next one's going to be a sponsor draft, but there will be a sponsor draft Battle Royale run out soon. But I'm going to start another one. So if you guys enjoy these Battle Royale runs, hit that thumbs up button. I will have more. GG's in the chat, and I'm out.